Hey, what's going on? This is Liam from Liam Stops Tinnitus, and today we're going to talk about pharmaceutical drugs that are ototoxic. Ototoxic essentially means that you're taking a drug, a pharmaceutical drug, which is going to have negative effects on different parts of your ears depending on the drug and the testing. It could be a vestibular problem, could be a cochlear problem, it could give you tinnitus, hyperacusis, pulsatile tinnitus, vertigo Meniere's disease, could cause you to go deaf. And certain drugs absolutely do that, especially the current worldwide drug trials going on, if you know what I'm talking about, has caused more cases of tinnitus than basically anything I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys are aware, but on the certain websites which people report adverse side effects from this drug trial, a third of the cases of tinnitus, chronic tinnitus long term, have come from the latest drug trial compared to every single one of them before in the past 50 years. I think it's 40 years, sorry. So have a think about that. That's what ototoxicity means. We're going to talk today about ciprofloxacin, if I've said that right, ciprofloxacin. And there is a term in the tinnitus community called, oh, you got floxed, when someone takes this drug, which is commonly prescribed, and you get a case of tinnitus. Now, good news today, I'm going to talk about another person who, yet again, got another case of complete silence after their doctor gave them tinnitus. Now, unfortunately, there is something called informed consent, which doctors don't seem to care about or really do. And especially when it comes to this drug, which you can get floxed by, and really any, I mean, you look at antibiotics, corticosteroids, birth control pill, all sorts of drugs, they all have some level of, well, some capacity to be ototoxic, which means to give you tinnitus like that. Okay? And also, look at the word from Georgia Ede, every single pharmaceutical drug, from chemotherapy, obviously, down to aspirin or Panadol, is neurotoxic. You also have to understand that pretty much every single drug uses some form of halogen, a halide drug, which affects your thyroid. So if you have Hashimoto's or hyperthyroidism, or you can talk to your doctor, they'll tell you that you have a problem with T3 or T4, that's thyroxine or triethionine. Taking those drugs is going to negatively impact your thyroid, especially the women. Now, for those of you who follow other people online who talk about relaxation, and you just have to relax, and that's going to get rid of your tinnitus, yes, relaxation has certainly helped people get rid of tinnitus before, but there are some people who it will help, but it's not going to get them over the line. They're going to need maybe a dietary intervention or some sort of detox protocol, or to handle parasites. Speaking of parasites, I'm going to go on a few tangents here because there's a lot on my mind, but I'm going to come back to that case of 100% silence and how she did it after getting flox. Okay? Ciprofloxacin, if I'm saying that correctly. I apologise if I'm not. So, I'll talk about parasites in a second, but I want to talk about the thyroid gland. So, you guys have probably heard about the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is the nervous system that helps you stay calm, to put it in very simple terms. And the sympathetic nervous system is the one that if you're freaking out about your tinnitus and you're listening to it, is it light, is it louder, is it quieter, that one's going up. And people say, oh, just relax and meditate and learn to ignore it and that will go down. It's true. But there is a chemical component to it too. If you're taking these pharmaceutical drugs and you're taking these anxiety medications, you're taking antidepressants, steroids, corticosteroids, all this other shit, okay, which is awful in more ways than one, then you're affecting your thyroid's capacity to regulate the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. How do you fix that? Iodine. Go look at the work by Dr. Brownstein, Dr. David Brownstein, I hope it's his first name, got that right, Dr. David Brownstein. He's got plenty of books on iodine. Now, this is just an absolute, it's ridiculous that people who talk about relaxation and calming yourself down don't talk about iodine. It's unbelievable, because you need to have proper regulation of the thyroid gland and the parathyroid gland, okay, to fix, to help regulate, the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. Fight or flight, you heard that before? If you're taking drugs, those halides, okay, so we're talking about chlorine, fluoride, bromine, and of course you have iodine, which is the good one. The other ones will kick the iodine out of the iodine receptors in the thyroid gland and fuck your ability to relax, okay? If you're listening to someone who's telling you that you should relax and habituate your way out of tinnitus, that's the only way. First of all, that's should be illegal to say that. And second of all, if they're not talking about iodine, they don't know what they're talking about. And I know it's no one likes to listen to someone online who says, oh, they're idiots, they're wrong, just listen to me, blah, blah. But it's the truth, okay? And you can see I'm talking with conviction. What if I got on here and said, oh, you can probably give this a go? No, guys, I know it's right. I know what I'm doing, I know it's correct, and I also know that other people should not be, I don't want anyone to ever be censored, because that's not fair, because then you censor them, they'll come for you next. But it's a joke. It's an absolute joke what I'm saying, and it's not fair because people need help and they're wasting their time on things that aren't as effective as other things, okay? So let's talk about his testimonial. I got to work on not getting angry when I talk about these things. So, we'll read it together, I'll read it out. So this person says, total silence after almost 2 years. I'm so happy, Liam, thank you so much. And then I said, you're welcome. And then I said, how did you get tinnitus in the first place? This is someone that I haven't even spoken to, basically. Like, I go back, the last time I spoke to them before this was in April, and then before that, never. Never. Okay, so, and I haven't given this, here's the thing, guys. I haven't given this person any advice. And all they've done is just go through my YouTube channel and my Instagram, look at everything and just apply it, that's it. So for those of you who try and message me for advice, like help, please help me. Guys, I'm not the most important person in the world, and I don't think I am, I think that at all, but I am busy. And so if you message me and I don't respond, then that doesn't mean that you can't get rid of your tinnitus. All that it means is that I'm too busy handling other things and putting out the free content, which you can access right now. Help yourself, okay? Please, you've got to take it into your own hands, okay? Please, be an adult. So, how did you get your tinnitus? This person says, it's a woman by the way, I believe. I got a urinary tract infection 2 years ago. My doctor prescribed me ciprofloxacin, excuse me. Took one pill, 30 minutes later fainted, woke up with tinnitus in both ears. Okay? Now you ready to hear how she silenced her tinnitus? Grounding, dry fasting, no blue light, no Wi-Fi, no junk food. They helped me a lot. Tinnitus subsided, excuse me, from a 6 to a 1, but I only beat it by going full carnivore. Everything she just said is available for free on my YouTube channel and on Instagram. Come on guys, you can do this. You know, have a bit of, everyone always likes to think that they're strong and that I could do this and I could do that. Now's your chance. Now's your chance to really build up your feeling of self-worth by putting the work in and doing it and go, you know what, I fucking did that myself. Yes, Liam put out the information. He's the one who basically figured it out and put it all together, which is a fact. But you're the one who did it. You are the one who did it. I can't drag you out, strip your clothes off and hold you on the ground to make you ground and get some sun. I can't come into your home and cut the wires so you're not always under blue light. I can't come in and drop kick your Wi-Fi router out and make you use Ethernet. I can't make you throw junk food into the trash. I can't lock you in a room and make you drive fast. I would go to jail for doing that. Only you can do that. You want silence, whether you join my course or not, it is always going to be up to you. And you can do it. You can. Don't listen to anyone who says that tinnitus is for life. Don't listen to your fucking ENT. Don't even listen to the voice in your head that says, oh, I can't do it. I could do it, but. I've had people without their gallbladders get silenced. I've had people without their thyroid glands get silenced. I've had people in wheelchairs get silenced. I don't want to hear it. Okay? And you should have, and I'm yelling at you because I care. I'm yelling at you because I actually care. Okay? If you got to compare me to the ENTs. You can't just look at me as just being myself. Look at what else is out there and think, have a think. Does a person who yells at me and shows me results and has all this free information, does he care? And really have a think. Have a think about the time I put into this, okay? I know I got off on tangents and rants, and I'm going to get back to the parasites I was talking about before. I'm getting better at not forgetting it. But you see what I'm saying? I care, okay? And I would say that I care more about people's silence than they do, because they can see in their actions. People always say, oh, it's not that bad, I'll just come back to it later. And then it gets worse, and then their life is hell, and it's hard to get rid of. Or they get its tinnitus down from a 6 to a 1, and then they go, oh, it's just fine, I'll just leave it. You don't care enough, okay? You've got to have more respect for yourself. Really, you really do. So this person did carnivore, and by the way, you don't have to do the carnivore diet to get silence. Not everyone does, but some people do, like this woman. It's been 4 months almost at start of the diet, and now she has silence. She's 4 days into silence, okay? Good for her. Also, my skin is so much better, no PMS either. Some dark spots on my arms and back also faded. And this person said she's going to make me a testimonial video, so that's great. A lot of people say that and they just never do it, which is a shame. You wouldn't believe how many people say, oh Liam, if you help me get silence, I'll make the best video for you, and then I do it and then they just disappear. So it's a shame, but I can understand because some people, they're not good in front of cameras and they get nervous and they get shy and they don't want to jinx getting silence, which I guess that's just, what's that called? What's the word I'm looking for? Superstition. I was thinking that the Stevie Wonder song, Superstition. So you see what I'm saying. So back to the parasites. If you currently, if you had a spike during the last full moon, then there is a chance that you have parasites all through your body. I get this all the time, especially with women. And I'm not sure why women tend to get it more. Maybe because women eat more salad and fruit and vegetables generally. And that's where you get parasites from. That's how I got sick, from eating processed foods and salad. So F salad to the moon and back, no pun intended. But there's been studies I've seen where parasites they store and do studies on, when a full moon comes out, they go absolutely insane. So the theory is, and it's just a theory, that when you have a spike during the full moon, that is what it is, parasites going crazy, especially because parasites love the mastoid bones right behind the ears. Also, I don't know if I said this on a live stream on my Facebook group or if I said it in a video recently, but my mum, who is a nurse, used to work the night shift back in London, and she worked with patients who were basically mentally insane and they had all these mental problems. During a full moon, they would go insane. And if you look at the work of the parasite that comes from cat scratches and cat feces, I think, Toxoplasma gondii, when people get infected with that parasite which goes into the brain, they go insane. And so don't underestimate what parasites can do to your body. If you look at what fungus and parasites do to insects, I mean, who's to say that they can't do a similar thing to humans? And I would say they definitely can, especially if you have mold and you're feeding it with toxic foods like sugar and too much fruit. Yes, too much fruit's bullshit for your body, and carbohydrates, and soft drink and smoking and too much alcohol, yada yada yada. Okay, you're going to compound with all the blue light. You're just going to go insane. Of course you get tinnitus. Tinnitus is a warning signal that something bad is happening in your body. So if you're a person who, oh, I'll just handle it later, it's just a little bit not too bad. Handle it now. Fucking get on it, okay? Get on it. So I'm looking forward to that person's video. I really hope if you're watching this now that you do it. I think I'd appreciate it and everyone else would appreciate it. If you have a video that, if you have silence and you'd like to make me a video, I'd absolutely love to have it. I'll put a link below where you can upload a video, as long as you're okay with me putting it on the Facebook channel. And for the people who say, oh, well, if Liam's thing worked so well and he really fixed hundreds of people, which I have, then he would have all these videos and blah, blah, blah. Well, I agree. I should have all these videos, or I would not should, but I would like to have them. But people don't make them, and people disappear, and people say they do it and they won't. And that's fine, okay? Really, I get it. You're caught up in the moment. You'll do anything to get silence. People will say anything when they're desperate, and maybe they did have the full intention of making a video, but now that, anyway, ranting on it for too long. But the important thing is that this woman, I've been speaking to her a bit more, and she told me that her ENT said that her stereocilia was broken from the drug. I mean, give me a break. For all the people that say, oh, I had noise trauma, my doctor said my stereocilia is broken, and then they get complete silence after they get sunlight, avoid blue light, do grounding, do some fasting, eat more meat, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, show me the photo. Really, my stereocilia is broken? Show me the photo. Oh, we can't get a photo unless you cut your ear out. Well, then it's ridiculous. Show me the study. Then when you have two groups of people, like 3,000 in each, this group never had tinnitus, this group had tinnitus. Do autopsies on all of them, 6,000 autopsies, and show me using electron microscope their stereocilia, which is all broken, every single one of them must have broken stereocilia in the other one, and none of them must have broken stereocilia in the ones that didn't have tinnitus. I'm not saying you can't break your stereocilia, but I would have a guess that sporadically people who had tinnitus and didn't have tinnitus would both have broken stereocilia. Because there's the association between broken stereocilia equals tinnitus is associative. There's no cause and effect study ever. It doesn't exist. Do you see how frustrating this is? ENTs are giving you a theory and they're telling you it's a fact and it's scaring people. It's not fair. Alright, tinnitus is not for life. If you want to watch my webinar, click below. See you soon.